Well, welcome back, everybody. Episode 28, the last episode of the year.
Yeah.
Last
How was your
episode
Christmas,
of
Tony?
2022.
How was your Christmas dinner?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. How about you?
Oh, good. I'm wearing jogging pants as we speak because I think I overindulged.
That's good.
There
That's what
seemed to
it's
be
about.
every table. There seemed to be some nuts and chocolates
Right.
and oh God, I love it. I love a turkey sandwich
That's
left
what
over,
it's
right?
about.
So,
Food,
mhm.
family.
Yeah,
That's what it's about. Good
too
stuff.
much, too much family, and too much food, right? So, I think I've turned back into the Christmas with the crank. So everybody out.
Right.
Out, go.
Too
So
funny.
it was nice to have them over, but it's really nice when they go home.
That's the
So
well. It's just like anything. I think you take it in moderation. Like when I go back home to visit family.
mhm,
Visit them. You laugh, you have some good times, this and that.
mhm.
It gets to that one point where you're like, oh, okay, I
Yeah,
gotta go.
yeah,
Now I know why there's an 1,100-mile buffer. So
yeah. No, it was good.
you love them, but they could be a little much sometimes.
Yeah, no, we finished watching their Christmas movies, and that was good. And now we're into the World Junior Tournament, so we're doing
Good,
good so
good,
far.
excellent, excellent. So as you know, I came back from my trip. A lot going on that trip
Yeah,
from start to finish.
anybody that doesn't know, and you should by now, Tony was in, as Arnold says, California,
California.
right?
Yeah, we went out there. We had a lot to do. We went previously way back when we did the Northern California. So
Mm-hmm.
Sophia and I went out to Southern California
Mm-hmm.
and we landed out there and started off in Hollywood and worked our way down.
Look at this,
Yeah,
eh?
right there, the Hollywood sign with a small little hike up that mountain there to take a nice
Right.
picture.
Yeah, looking good, Hollywood,
And it
as
was
they say.
a lot colder than I expected it to be.
Oh,
So-
here we go again. Yeah. You got a jacket on there, man.
I do. I was very comfortable with the jacket on. I
In
was okay with that.
California. My God.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was good.
Yeah.
But we spent a little time in California, in Hollywood. Saw the stars on the Walk of Fame and the
Mm-hmm.
Chinese theater. The signature Chinese theater was covered up though. They were doing a movie premiere later that evening,
Oh.
so we didn't get to see a lot of the signatures in the concrete.
Did you see what
Uh,
do you know what movie it was, or
a movie called Megan, a horror movie, some
okay.
horror doll, killer doll or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we asked to see who was going. There wasn't really any known I
Yeah.
know names that were
Mm.
going to be there, so Sophie and I decided to leave.
I thought you were gonna tell me that it was cold and they were covering it up. So
No, it wasn't that cold. We would have stayed if it was worth staying for.
yeah, no, that's good.
But it was cool. We walked up and down Hollywood Boulevard. We had
Mhm.
a Sunday at Mel's Diner, and
Mm-hmm.
it was fun. We had a good time.
And
We had a good
then
time.
you went to the Mecca of bodybuilding,
The Mecca of bodybuilding. We
right?
did. We went to Venice Beach, and we went to the Gold's Gym on Venice Beach,
Mhm.
and that's the original. That's the start of Arnold and the bodybuilding
Yeah.
scene in the 70s and the 80s. It
Mhm.
continues on to this day. There were people there that were a very large group of people that were you could tell they were pro bodybuilders.
Yeah.
It was very cool to see. The place was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome to see and to be there where, Sly himself tried to pick up those dumbbells. Those dumbbells are 300 pounds each,
Right.
600 pounds total.
Now, is that like are they fixed there, or are they loose that you can pick them up? Are you allowed to pick them up?
You could pick them up. There was a video of a guy picking them up, a bodybuilder guy doing some shoulder pulls with them.
Right.
But obviously they're more for show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the story background of them,
Mhm.
of why they're there,
Mhm.
but it's definitely something that can be used if you can use
Yeah.
that kind of weight. I'm sure somebody like Ronnie Coleman or somebody
Yeah.
massive used them at one
So
point.
we showed the picture of Sly trying to pick them up. I'm sure Arnold and Sly, in their good ribbing back and forth, Arnold probably would tell Sly that he used to use those, when he was training for Mr. Olympia, and
Right,
go ahead
right.
if you want to try and pick them up. But I'm sure
That's the
the
cool
banter
part,
back
though,
and forth.
knowing Arnold trained in that gym
Mhm.
for Mr. Olympias, for the 7 of the Mr.
Mhm.
Olympias that he won.
Hmm.
It was pretty cool. It was definitely
Yeah.
pretty cool to see. And it is the mecca of bodybuilding right there.
Now, did they have pumping iron playing on the TV?
No, they did not.
Really? I thought I
No,
thought
they
they
didn't.
I thought that would be kind of a staple that they would have at least one TV playing pumping iron. So
Not that I saw. Maybe they do somewhere I didn't see, but not that
yeah,
I saw. So it was
yeah.
pretty fun though. But then from there, we worked our way over to Santa Monica Pier,
Hmm.
which was in a handful of movies. It was in Iron Man and it was
Hmm.
in Forrest Gump. But we went there because it was the beach scene of Rocky 3 where Apollo raced Rocky.
Right.
So it was kind of cool to be seen on that beach that was right there.
Hmm.
Again, too cold to be putting shorts on like that. Like that. That's just crazy. Plus, I don't look like that, so that would have scared a lot of people on the
Well, you
beach.
went to Gold's Gym. I mean, I figured you worked it out a little bit, and then
Yeah.
you get the tarp off and
Oh
head to the
yeah,
beach,
yeah. That's
right?
the but that's the beach there, the same beach where Adrian and Rocky that the speech Adrian
Yep.
gives Rocky about why are we here, what are we doing. So it's kind of fun. It was
Yeah.
kind of a makeshift Rocky location
Right.
sighting. I could not go to the house that was his house in Rocky 3.
Hmm.
It was a gated community that we couldn't get in.
Right.
And then excuse me, it was funny because we tried to go to where the Hotel Lorraine was,
Hmm.
and the Uber driver asked, he's like, "Well, why are you going there?" I'm like, "Well, it's a scene in a movie a Rocky movie. I wanted to go." He's like, I don't feel comfortable taking you there."
Yeah.
Like, is the neighborhood that bad? He goes, "Yeah." There's no
Well,
reason. There's no reason for you to go there, man. Just,
yeah.
just leave it alone.
I mean, it was kind of funny in the movie, and I don't want to make light of it, but Paulie did say he didn't even have a gun. So, right.
Yeah, well,
So,
I would have agreed. I mean, even walking down, to be very honest, even walking down to the Venice Beach Gold's Gym,
hmm.
we walked up the street that it was on, and it was at the
Mm,
end of that street.
right.
And the street from the corner we walked on all the way up to maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 feet before the Gold's Gym
Yeah.
was just a homeless tent city.
Hmm.
And so it was a little, I don't want to say uncomfortable. I mean,
Yeah.
my head was on a swivel though. I was with
Hmm.
Sophia, making sure
Hmm.
everybody was behaving themselves and
Yep.
nobody was doing anything. So, but it was good. It was good.
Hmm.
And then after that, we headed down real far south,
Right.
and we wanted to see some Top Gun locations.
Right.
And
Now
out
we've
there,
talked about this before that these movies and Rocky and you mentioned Forrest Gump and Iron Man, like it's pretty cool that you can go to these actual locations that are still there. They weren't sets, they weren't props, right? So
agreed, and that's the fun part about it. Now you pull up we on the plane ride. You got to choose from I don't know how many films were on the
hmm.
movie list that
Hmm.
they could choose from. A little screen on the back of the seat.
Yeah. Hmm.
So of course I watched Top Gun on the ride home to see. Wanted to watch the scene,
Hmm.
and it's kind of fun. That was the actual little cottage that Charlie
Hmm.
rented while she was there, and
Yeah.
then we went to the Kansas City barbecue, which
Right.
was the scene where they played Great Balls of Fire on that piano right there itself.
Hmm. Now is Sophia playing Great Balls of Fire there?
No, she wasn't. You really couldn't play anything on that
No
piano. It
way.
was
Oh, no way.
so out of tune.
Yeah.
It was horrible because she
Yeah.
tried to play because she can play.
Yeah.
She tried to play and it was just really, really out of tune. So we left it
Right.
alone.
Yeah.
But it was a fun little bar. It was kind of cool. Well, it wasn't a bar. I shouldn't say that. It was a restaurant.
Hmm.
But it had a nice little bar, a lot of Navy stuff all over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see that stuff. But that was the
Yeah.
actual piano. And that being back at the Top Gun house. Now the Top
Yeah.
Gun house was turned into a basically a dessert house. They had little
Okay.
pies.
Hmm.
They had pies and coffee and some
Yeah.
drinks and whatnot. But that is an exact replica of the motorcycle that Maverick used.
Hmm.
And inside, you go inside, there's a little cash register. You order your pie and
Right.
coffee or whatever you're going to get. And then they have tables and whatnot sit around the patio where they sat in the movie.
Right.
And inside, they have pictures and stuff of like Goose and of Maverick and
Hmm.
Iceman and stuff.
Hmm.
Not that was in the film, but of the film.
Right.
But it was a fun little place. It was neat. The menu, I was very surprised. Sophia and I were talking. I said, the menu's got to be named like
Hmm.
this pie's Maverick, that pie's Goose, this pie's
Hmm.
Iceman, or whatever. They weren't named that. They were just
No,
chocolate.
no way. Yeah.
cherry, apple. The only thing they named, according to the movie, was an alcoholic drink they had, and they called it Buzz the Tower.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
had to get that.
So that was the only thing that they
Yeah.
had towards that, but it was
Now,
fun.
looking at that picture of her on the bike, though,
Mhm.
she looks pretty comfortable on that, right? Right?
Yeah, don't
Big
get any
smile,
ideas,
right?
please. Oh my
So
lord.
maybe there might be a bike in her future. You
Oh
never know,
no,
right? She
please.
looks pretty hip on that thing.
That's all right. She
Buzzing back and forth to school on that. So
I have a hard enough time handling or driving a car. So
no, that's good. No, that's great.
but that was good. So it was a good time down there. It was fun to see the
Mhm.
actual locations of the sites that were used for filming.
Yep.
And then after that, we went up to in Hollywood again, and we
Hmm.
went to the Warner Brothers studio tour.
Okay.
And that's the actual Warner Brothers lot, and we found it
Mhm.
that's the oldest studio lot in Hollywood.
Right.
But they had so many props and costumes, and
Hmm.
it was pretty cool. It took us it was 2 hour guided tour on a little golf cart, and
Okay.
then it was 2 hour walk around yourself and
Hmm.
take a look at what you want. They had a huge DC area, so I got to see the Batmobiles and
Hmm.
the '89 Batmobile, and then they had the new Batmobile, and they had the
Hmm.
old costumes, new costumes, and
Right.
there's the new one. The new one, look how
Yeah.
cool that one is. Just
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool looking car right there, I tell you.
No, it is. I like the '89 Batmobile. I don't know why.
Oh, I love the
I mean
'89.
that's a cool one too, but just something about I'm gonna go back here and it just I mean if you just think about pulling up to a stoplight in
Oh
that thing,
god,
right?
yeah. The turbine engine,
Yeah, it's
it's
great. So
got
just
that
a fun
top there
looking.
that slides forward like a jet, like a
Yeah,
cockpit.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
that'd
so it
be
was
great.
really cool seeing all those and seeing the costumes of
Hmm.
they had Batman, they had Superman, they had
Hmm.
DC, they had Harry Potter, and they had
Yeah.
just a ton of old Humphrey Bogart from
Hmm.
Casablanca. Yeah, there you go. You got the whole Justice League there.
Yeah,
Um, very, very cool stuff to see.
that's pretty cool, eh?
And
Now
there was
were these like costumes from the movies or these replicas?
no, these were the actual costumes from
They
the
are, eh?
film,
Yeah.
and the mannequins they're on were life-size mannequins. So
Hmm.
if the actor was 5'5", the mannequin was 5'5". The actor
Okay.
was 6'5", the mannequin was 6'5". So it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of cool to see that. It was pretty cool. They had a little makeshift Daily Planet newsroom
Right.
desk, and
Yeah.
it was just so much. It was really. I didn't care that we were going to go either way. I was.
Right.
It didn't matter to me. Sophia was the one that wanted to go,
Yeah.
but I was glad we did. I was very glad we did. I really
That's good.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. Were they filming anything on the lot when you were there?
Just TV shows while we were there. They
Hmm.
weren't filming any films while we were there.
Hmm.
Most of the people they said had gone home for the holidays, so I
Okay.
guess they're on kind of like a hiatus right now. Because we went up and December 8th, I think it was.
And they were already gone for the holidays?
So they leave for like the month of December and come back after the new year.
Were they government workers or like they filming a government show or what's going on here?
I tell you, I don't know,
Holy mackerel.
but it was cool. They got
Nothing
to
like
like
a month off.
she's a big Friends fan, so we got to
Yeah.
see the fountain and the couch and
Okay.
the coffee shop, and
Yeah.
so she was excited. Gilmore Girls is another one that she
Right.
saw
Hmm.
the sets on. We got to go inside the set, so it was cool. It really was.
Yeah.
I highly recommend if you do go out to Hollywood to
Hmm.
do the Warner Brothers studio tour. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Hmm.
of fun to see those things.
And then I'm guessing you're out there for a couple of days. You got to grab some lunch somewhere.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we had been out there before. My wife and I. We were there in
Hmm.
California for a while, and we went to Mulberry Street Pizza way back
Yeah.
when, like 20-something years ago,
Right.
unknowing that the owner Richie Palmer was friends with Sly.
Yeah.
So we went there, but they have extremely good pizza. So that was the good part about it.
Yeah.
So when we did go back, I told Sophia we had to go there. And oddly enough, when I got out of the Uber, Richie was right there and said
Oh
hi to
yeah.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, how you doing, pal?" I said hi, and I said hi.
Remembered
Uh,
you?
and then yeah, I just think he says hello to everybody. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a greatest sign I've ever seen in a pizza place: no
Mhm.
politics, no religion.
Yeah.
He had a whole bunch of boxing gloves. There's just a
Surrounded
ton.
surrounded by boxing gloves, right? I love it.
ton of boxing gloves signed by real boxers.
Yeah.
They had movie posters signed. I mean,
Yeah.
the walls are just covered,
Hmm.
autographed pictures and posters, and we've seen many movie stars in that place. We saw Matthew Modine walking down the street from there.
Okay. Okay.
We didn't bother him, but we did see him.
Hmm.
So
Good.
and we did see Dee Snider out there from Twisted Sister.
Oh, is that right? Eh? Wicked.
Yeah. Sophia was looking at some, those Funko Pops, the little figures.
Yep.
She was looking at those and she goes, Dad, I think somebody over there is famous.
Mm.
They're blocking off where people can shop. And
Mm-hmm.
they told him that his pop will be over here.
Okay.
So I'm like, his pop? Like they're making a pop of him?
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously somebody famous. And they don't
Yeah.
they didn't make a pop of me. So we
Not
walk
yet.
over.
Not yet. Right. So it's in the. I didn't want to surprise you. It's in the works, but you blew the surprise.
So when I walked over, I recognized who it was. I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's Dee Snider," and she recognized the song.
Right.
I told her who sang what song he sang.
Yeah.
So she walked over. She's like, "Can we get a picture real quick?" So he took a picture with her.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
And it was fun though. It was fun. But the WB tour. And that was earlier in the day. Obviously, we had the pizza. And then later on that evening, we were putzing around Beverly Hills because you got to go to Beverly Hills when you're in California.
Sure you do.
So we were just walking around there. We had reservations at Cafe Roma.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there to eat. And my goodness, I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm just hyping it up because of what the restaurant is. But it was delicious. It was very, very good quality food and very good desserts.
Right.
They had some good cannolis there. There they are right there. Good cannolis. It's across the street from Mulberry Street Pizza, which I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about Cafe Roma until, of course, John Rivoli's painting went up there.
Right.
And they mentioned it and so forth. But it was good. It was very good. The service was good. The place was clean. Food was delicious. Authentic Italian. It was definitely where I'm glad we went. I almost didn't go. I was like, I don't know if I want to go. It might not be worth all the hype. But we did go, and it was very good. So I'm glad we went.
And I see by the credit card receipt from round 14, you had a nice bottle of wine on us. I got that bill, I tell you.
Yeah, well, it's a tax write-off. We'll be fine.
That's right. So,
and then, of course, the reason we went out to California in the first place was the experience with dinner with Sly and his interview live on stage. And it was amazing. It was really cool. It was very well done. The place was beautiful. Sophia and I obviously had to get dressed up in black tie affair accordingly. So we did. We got dressed pretty nice. Sophia looked beautiful.
Well, I think we got a picture of this, right? So look at this.
Yeah,
oh boy. You know what?
My wife says I look. What's that?
She is beautiful. Sophia is very beautiful.
Yeah, thank
picture.
God.
And you know what? You clean up nice, Stallion. You do clean up nice. I'll give you that.
I know. Gina said I look like I belong in Tulsa King.
No. Yeah, that's right, eh?
So
no, that's great.
But the place was cool. It was set up nice. The dinner was delicious. Of course, we got to see all those auction. There you go. There's two big screens on either side. That centerpiece tree there is blocking the stage where Sly will be on.
Now, listen, I got to ask you something. Why the hell would they put a tree there? I mean,
well,
I understand it's fancy and all that.
In fairness to all of that, you have the dinner before he comes out.
Yeah. Okay.
And that centerpiece tree, they take them all down.
Okay. I was going to say, if I was sitting at table 62, I don't know what table you're at, but I would be.
I was at table 40.
I was saying that tree is going down.
Yeah, I would have took it down myself if it didn't. But yeah, we ate, and while we were eating, they were doing the auction.
Right. Okay.
And that's when they auctioned off the jacket, the gloves. Yeah, there you go. We got all these things are beautifully, professionally framed.
That's quite a picture there of Carl Weathers and Sly signing the gloves, right?
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then we got the shorts here.
You got the shorts there. Lot 13. These things went for a lot more money than I was even expecting. I was thinking 4,000 or 5,000, maybe 6.
Right.
There's the jacket from Rocky IV, signed on the one sleeve, Rocky Balboa on the other sleeve.
And he's quite kind of known for that. Some of the bigger pictures, he'll sign Sylvester Stallone on one side. He'll
Yeah.
sign Rocky Balboa on the
Yeah.
other. It's kind of unique, right? So
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
that he does that.
But they went for, I'd say, a low of 12,000.
Really? Yeah.
And yeah, I think the highest one went for like 24,000.
Yeah.
And 24,000 was actually John Rivoli's painting.
Okay.
Um, which I mean, that's a lot of money. So
Yeah.
if they could afford that, good for them.
So here's a picture of you and John, right?
Yeah, I finally got to meet John. I mean, we've been friends now. I told John, I said, "Oh, I finally got to meet my Instagram friend." Him and
Mm-hmm.
I, we first met in 18,
Mm-hmm.
give or take. It might have been 17. And he actually messaged me and asked me for a picture that I had posted. He's like, "Do you have the picture with the better
Mm-hmm.
resolution?"
Mm-hmm.
And then we just started chatting back and forth. And I didn't even know what he had done at the time. And he told
Right.
me what he does and so forth, so on.
Mm-hmm.
And got to see his work, of course, and which hangs behind me now. But
Mm-hmm.
I was going to meet him when I went up to Philly the first time when I was going to, he was in New York. We were going to meet in New
Okay.
Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what happened. I don't know if he had something else come up or he got sick or, oh,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I think it was his daughter that got sick, if I
Okay.
remember correctly. So we couldn't meet. But anyway, long story short, I'm rambling. Long story short, we didn't meet, but we
Right.
messaged back and forth. We chat here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's actually grew up in the same area I grew up in,
Mm-hmm.
up north. So it was kind of fun to finally meet and, shake hands. And he got to meet Sophia and they talked
Mm-hmm.
about art for a few minutes. And
Yeah.
he was, just as nice in person as I would have expected.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good to finally meet him and get a picture with him. So it was
And
really,
then this is the picture that was auctioned off, right?
yes, that's an original oil painting, that
Mm-hmm.
acrylic, I believe it is, that he did.
Mm-hmm.
That was hanging in Cafe Roma.
Right.
That's where Sly hung it up and kind of got him where icons in art became
Yeah.
icons in art.
Mm-hmm.
And that went for 24,000, I believe it was.
Is that right, eh?
It was the final bid, yeah. And
Deep
John signed
pockets.
it, and Sylvester Stallone signed it,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy got a picture with them. It's like I said, if you got that kind of disposable income, good for you.
Right.
It's
Right.
a beautiful painting. I would have loved to have it, but
Mm-hmm.
that's too rich for my blood. But
Yeah.
it was nice. It was very nice. The auction was done. Then they did a raffle where you bought tickets. You
Mm-hmm.
got like two for 10, 5 for 20.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked the raffle tickets. And I did not win any of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, nor was I expecting to, with
Yeah.
700 people there buying tickets. But it was fun to maybe for $50 get a signed boxing glove. You never know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And then so then you said after dinner and then Sly comes out, right?
And
So
that's when they introduced him. They put a video montage up of his
mm-hmm.
work. It
Mm-hmm.
starts off slow with Alone in the Ring playing.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures of him and Adrian and him alone in the ring and so
Mm-hmm.
forth, so on. And then the unforgettable Rocky IV training music kicks in gear, and you
Yeah.
see him sawing wood and running up a mountain and
Yep.
hitting the heavy bag. They're showing, montage of training scenes from all of the
Mm-hmm.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show him just then at that point, it went from everything. They showed Cliffhanger and they showed Tulsa King and
Right.
they showed, oh my goodness, I can't think, Samaritan.
Mm-hmm.
Then they started showing us all of his films, and then a little countdown came on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and he walked out, said hi to
Yeah.
everybody, waved and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
sat down and started doing an hour or so. It might have been a little bit more than an hour and
Mm-hmm.
20 interview.
Right.
What I liked about the interview was it wasn't the interview that everybody's heard. It wasn't.
Okay.
So I heard, they offered you 300,000 for Rocky, and you said
Yeah.
no. You wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do it yourself, and it wasn't, Dolph Lundgren punched me in the chest, and I had to take
Yeah.
a flight to the hospital. And
Mm-hmm.
we and nothing against those stories; they're
No.
awesome stories. But the diehard Rocky fans or Sly Stallone fans that are flying out there to see this interview don't want to hear the same things that they know. We know you
Mm-hmm.
sold Butkus, we
Yeah.
know. And it wasn't. I was very pleasantly surprised with all that. They asked a large portion of it was like yes or no. I hate to say yes or no because it wasn't yes or no, but it was either or, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like Sly, cat, are you a cat guy or a dog?
Mm-hmm.
He said dog.
Yeah.
Do you like the snow or the beach? I
Mhm.
like the beach.
Mhm.
Do you like guns or knives? I like knives.
Mhm.
Those were his answers, by the way.
Well, yeah,
Um,
and that's right because we, and part of the I don't want to say story that we already hear, but like from the past interviews, he showed his knife collection and he showed
yeah,
he had his dog, and he's not
right,
just blowing smoke here.
right.
He's answering these questions. He moved from California to Florida, so it's not like he moved Minnesota where
Yeah.
there's all kinds of snow and right
Colorado or something, right?
Colorado
Exactly.
and stuff like that. So
But it was kind of
um,
cool. So you got to hear a lot of the answers we didn't know about. We heard about some stories that we didn't know about. He told us something about his Christmas tree with his
mhm.
family
Yeah.
that they delivered the Christmas tree to the wrong house. And the person that it got delivered to kept the tree.
Oh well, if it's paid, hey, if it's paid for, right? Well,
So they finally went to the house to get the tree, and then they brought it in the house, but it was too big for the ceiling or something, and then it
yeah,
fell. They had to like keep it halfway, and then it finally fell down. And he's like, "Leave it there. I'm tired." So it was kind of fun to see like realistic talk.
yeah, yeah.
He talked a lot about the reality show that he's going to be doing.
Hmm.
That he was very surprised he's
Did
doing
he
it.
say when it's coming out?
No, he did not.
No,
He did not. He said it will be on Paramount Plus,
right.
and they are filming episodes as we speak.
Hmm.
But he didn't know when they were actually going to put it out there.
Right.
But he said, he was surprised that he would even do it. He didn't think he would do something like that. But
Hmm.
he wants people to see, like, I'm not Rocky at home. His
Yeah,
words. He's like, I'm not
yeah,
Rocky at home. My daughter's like, Dad, move your head. I can't see the TV. And stuff
yeah.
like
That's
that.
right.
So it was fun to hear those types of stories. It's kind of really
Well,
cool.
we've seen
Uh,
some of the videos and when he's at home with the girls and being goofy and doing jokes and stuff like that. So this will be kind of a little longer look into the behind the
yeah,
scenes of he's not Rocky or Rambo or
right.
although he is, but to them he's just dad, right?
Sure.
So
Oh, sure.
he's
No, I get
goofy
it.
dad jokes
Yeah.
probably likes to
But it,
sleep in like everybody else
yeah.
and has his
But it was
coffee in the
cool. It
morning
was it
and
was a lot of fun to see that and see him. He was 25 feet from me.
yeah.
He confirmed there is a Samaritan sequel coming out.
Mhm,
He was talking about some other films he has coming out,
mhm,
talking to us about how Tulsa King, he said recording or filming Tulsa King was as if he did Rocky to Rocky 4 back to back to back to back. Like
mm,
that's how much work it took, and that's how much
right.
filming it took. So it was really cool to hear those insights and the personal opinions and details and stuff that you wouldn't really hear about.
Mhm,
So it was very cool to hear all that kind of stuff.
mhm,
So he was out there for a while, like I said. And then he answered some questions from the audience where you paid to have those questions. Like your table that you got wasn't like my table was a gold table, and then the platinum tables and VIP tables. The
mhm.
platinum tables and the VIPs are part of that price package.
Okay,
Is a chance to ask him a question.
okay,
The reason why we didn't get that is because the words were a chance to ask him a question.
okay. So it wasn't
I didn't
like
want to spend a
yeah.
lot more money for a
Mhm,
chance. Now, if they said I could have asked him one,
mhm,
I
mhm.
would have done it, but
Yeah.
not for a chance.
So how many people were at each table? Like how many what was it, 10?
Um, 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, you get into a platinum and you might not even your table might not even get picked, right? So
I think that's the way it was because they only picked, um, I think 4 people to ask questions. It might have
okay.
been 5.
Yeah,
And there was a lot
yeah.
more of the, I mean, so I don't know how that worked. The
Mhm.
one young lady in front, about 2 tables in front of us, I mean, I was excited to see him, but this lady, oh my goodness, she didn't stop screaming and jumping up and
Oh,
down.
yeah.
And she actually like stormed the stage and took
Oh,
like
really? Yeah.
to thank him. She's like, I want to thank. He's like, she was completely out of control.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, but it was whatever.
Mhm.
Everybody
Yeah, yeah.
handles their excitement their own way.
Yeah.
So it was cool, but we got to see all that, and then like I said, he answered the audience questions, and
Mhm.
which were basically like what movies were inspiration to you
Yep.
when you were, and Lion in Winter with Peter O'Toole was
Mhm.
he's like the acting, the writing, the direct,
Mhm.
everything about that film is
Mhm.
just amazing. which made me want to go see it now. I want to check that out, see how he thought about that. So it was fun. It was really cool to see the whole interview and in person and hear his take on everything. He talked about the jokes. The one thing he did say was a story I knew, where the big practical joke was Arnold got him to throw Mama from the train, or
stop your mom.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
Yeah,
I don't know why I threw Mama from the train. Stop or my mom will shoot.
Maybe he should have been in that one.
Yeah,
maybe you should have that one.
It might have been better.
You know what? Yeah, as much as they joke, it was kind of a cute movie. Obviously, it's not one of his favorites. It's not one of many favorites. But
I get it.
It's believe me, I've seen worse.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it was fun to hear all that, and then he waves goodbye and goes in the back, and everybody that purchased the pictures lines up out front.
Right.
Now we'll discuss the elephant in the room.
Right.
Everybody that watches our podcast or follows me or follows Tim, knows what happened with all that. I'm not going to get into the big details of it. I was given my 2-person pass with me and Sophia to go take our picture with him. And at some point while we were in line, somebody came out and said he was gone. And like I said, I'm not going to discuss the details of what happened and why. I will discuss my personal things that I can attest to. I don't want to talk about things that I don't know for a fact 100%. I have been talked to by some people that what happened, and a very, very, very reliable source about what happened. And I'm just going to leave that between him and I. But what happened was I felt like I got hit by Drago. When the way it happened was Sophia and I were in line, and there was, I don't know how many people in front of us. I'm just going to guess 50. I don't remember. And a waiter from the eating area part that was cleaning up came walking out and yelled, "You guys can go home." He left. So I'm like, what an idiot. Why do you do that? But then somebody from the front of the line came walking up towards us to leave, because behind us was the way out, and said, he went home. He's not here. And that's when I said to Sophia, I said, there has to be truth to this, because why would that person have said it? And this waiter that just came out from our left. And then I said, stay here in line. Let me go up front and find out what's going on. So I went up there, and then he did leave. And it's heartbreaking. I was devastated. I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat it. I tried to do the best I could to hold it together, because I did not want Sophia to get upset. My wonderful daughter works hard at her job to save up this money to buy this trip and do this. And I really didn't want her to feel like she failed, because it wasn't her.
Nope.
But I felt if I got more upset about it in front of her, that it would have bothered her more. So I tried to give her the old, see, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it happens, and we'll deal with it, and we'll move forward and look for another time to go see him.
Yeah.
So the facts of the matter are that Experience With reached out to me and apologized for the situation, and they are going to give me a refund for the photo. And they did offer me free passes to the next event to meet him. We'll see. I mean, obviously that's going to be quite a ways away. We'll see if that actually happens or not. Right now, my bigger concern is the refund for Sophia. But yeah, it was, for lack of a better term, it was as if, I mean, I don't know, the pit of my you know what it feels like when something sucks really bad. I mean, you're told something that makes you extremely sad or upset or disappointed. You get that pit in your stomach feeling, and you can't believe it's really happening. And it is what it is. So that's the end all of it. Like I said, I really don't want to go into detail about it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What I will say is the couple cool parts about the trip was, after it happened, I walked over to say goodbye to John, and John said, "Did you get to see him?" I said, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "Oh my God." And there was some people, point to me and said, "I know you. You're on that podcast." Sophia thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I met about 6 or 7 people that watch our podcast that recognized me from it. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Not for the notoriety for me. I'm, as you guys know, I'm not really like that. It's more of the fact that they're watching the podcast, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that's right.
And so yeah, a couple people said they liked the show and we do a good job and this and that. So that was kind of cool to hear.
Right.
Um, and then the biggest thing I could say is I can't thank Rocky Land enough. All of the ones that are associated with all of this Rocky world we're in reach out to me. You of course, Rick, Stacy, Lorenzo, Carol.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm missing people, and I don't mean to. I'm thinking off the top of my head, but I got Tony D. I got text or messages from everybody.
Yeah.
About Stacy. I think I said her already.
Stacy and Mike. Yeah.
Mike sent me out a
Nice
message
voice message, and yeah,
about how how he understands it, and if anybody understands, it's Mike. He understands how
right.
the disappointment of meeting him. But it was so nice to hear the support and the reinforcement that I had from people. Larry was there actually, and
Right.
I tried to meet up with Larry, but I couldn't find him. And he was like, "Look, man, I live in California. I live in LA." He's like, "So before you leave, if you need anything, let me know." I mean, I never met this man a day in my life.
No,
So
yeah, it's nice.
it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But and then Lorenzo tried to meet up with me, but we were going to Top Gun San Diego that day.
Right.
But it was nice to see the support that people gave and the compassion that was given. Some give me the empathy, the sympathy, whatever term you want to use. And that's why I kind of stayed off the grid for a little bit. I wanted to gather my thoughts before I actually spoke about this here on this show, because I knew it had to be talked about. I mean, I couldn't hide from it. It happened. I wasn't going to pretend it didn't happen and not address it. That's not the way Rocky fans are.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. And now all I can do is hope for another event that he's at and go to that one.
Well, yeah. Like I said, it was nice that people reached out. I reached out to you, and I reached out to you, but I tried to give you your space as well. It didn't. I wanted to make sure that you knew that it's one of those difficult things, with something like that. Yeah, it's hard to find the words. Sorry really doesn't cut it.
It is.
But,
it's like, I mean, the only people like us would understand. Like other people might be like, all right, so what? You didn't get to meet him. It's no big deal. Like, my wife knew. I mean, when Gina found out, she was very upset. She knew. Sophia couldn't believe it, but I mean, but outside of that immediate family, you guys all understood. You knew what it meant to me. And you knew how long I've been doing this. I mean, it was May where I got tickets. So it was heartbreaking. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was heartbreaking, and I don't blame Sly one bit. And we will get to him in Sly if you're watching. And I was going to say that to him. I told you I was practicing the whole time I was there. Like, Sly, when in 1976, I was 10 when Rocky came out. It changed my life. Thank you. And thanks for subscribing to Round 14 Podcast.
Yeah.
And if he's watching, is what it is. We'll meet again someday, my friend. I know we will.
But well, the only thing I can offer, and it may not be much, and I apologize for that, but if anything about this character or the person Sly himself that plays these characters and we're so fond of and we admire, he's taught us life lessons that you can't give up. You got to keep moving forward. And like I said, I take this with a grain of salt. It's easy for me to say, "Oh, I'm really sorry," because I was devastated when I found out what happened. But everything happens for a reason, whether it makes sense or not. Now it doesn't make sense, but possibly when you meet Sly, it'll make it that much sweeter. Well, because you have to work. You have to work a little bit, that much more. I don't want to say you have to earn it. You've earned it certainly, but when you do meet him, and I believe this will happen. This will make it's a lesson that's going to make the next time even better.
No, I agree. And I said that to Sophia because I said, the tickets that we had, we could only meet them and take a picture.
Hmm.
There was tickets that were released after we purchased ours already.
Hmm.
And they were VIP meet and greets where you got to bring an item
Hmm.
for him to sign. You got to take a picture with him. You got to take a selfie with him,
Yeah.
and you got to chat with him for a few minutes. Now, those
Hmm.
were only limited to 20 people.
Right.
So I told her, I said, if this is what they offer me, if they're telling me I can have these VIP meet and greets on them,
Hmm.
uh, then yeah, to be honest with you, it would be worth it because to have a lot more isolated time and
Hmm.
to, you know, bring my boxing glove to have him sign, and it would be worth this part here. And also, you'd be very honest with me, we went out there. Sophia had so much fun at the Top Gun places. We went to that
Yeah.
Avengers camp in
Yeah.
Disney. Her face in the Avengers camp, she's a Marvel freak.
Sure.
So to be honest with you, that thing alone was worth the trip. So
Well, you know what? Like I said, I can say sorry, and it's not gonna mean a lot. But the time you had with your daughter,
yeah, no, I
those are
agree.
memories that will always be important and will never forget. And
Agreed. Agreed.
I mean, I you went to see Experience with Sly. Um, Unfortunately, it was an experience, not the one you wanted.
It does bother me. It kind of puts a black cloud over the event because the
Hmm.
interview was very cool. The meal was delicious.
Yeah.
The auction was cool. Meeting John was great. Seeing
Hmm.
some of the round 14 fans out there, that was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So it was a great. It does put a little bit of a black cloud over it, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is,
Hmm.
and I'm never one to stay down, dust off, move forward, and let's
Hmm.
figure out how I can meet him.
Yeah. Well,
And
like our podcast, round 14 in Rocky, uh he goes down in round 14.
yep,
Mickey's telling him to stay down. He gets up, and we all know, like you said, the stories. We all seen the look on Apollo's face. He's
yep.
thinking, why
What is
is this not,
this? Yep.
why doesn't he
And that's
want to stay
exactly it.
down?
And that's exactly it. It'll happen
Hmm.
one day. We will be doing a show one day after I
Hmm.
meet him.
Hmm.
So we got that going for us. But
Well, you
thank
know
you
what?
again to all of the Rocky world
Yeah.
that reached out to me, and thank you for the support you've given me and given the show. Obviously, I didn't realize we reached so many because to get, hey, I know you. Sophia got a good kick out of that. I will admit, she thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. Next time
But it was a good
you'll be
trip. I'm
signing
glad.
autographs yourself.
Yeah.
You're setting up your own table, so
But it was a good trip. It was a good show. I'm glad we talked about it. Let's move past it. After
yeah.
this, the new year, my friend, 2023.
Yeah, we're on to New Year's Eve, and like you said, I want to thank everybody for the support they give around 14, and
Hmm.
the nice messages, and the people we've connected with and made friends with, and
Yep.
in all parts of the country, and not only Canada and US, but abroad.
Yep.
We have people following us and sending us nice messages. But I just want to wish you, Tony, and Gina, and the girls a very happy New Year. Don't drink too much. But, you have any plans for New Year's Eve?
No, we usually lay low New Year's Eve. We're
Yeah.
not one for going out. It's pretty much amateur night. We barely make it to 11, so it is what it
Yeah.
is. But
Well, you know what? It's we used to watch the Dick Clark
oh yeah,
New Year's Eve.
oh
I know
yeah,
it's still called that.
yeah. I know.
Mr. Clark has left us, but
Yeah,
you
that was
know,
the man. But
when
yeah, I agree.
Ryan,
I wish you the same. I wish you a happy New Year and you and your family,
mhm.
and we'll be back for 2023, man. It's crazy that we're going to be going into a new year with this podcast. It's pretty fun. It's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
And
we got some different things on the horizon, and
yeah.
there's a lot of movies we haven't talked about, and
Oh, there's so much we haven't even touched base on. So
no,
we'll be chatting about those. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good stuff.
yeah. Well, thank you very much. Like you said, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but thank you for sharing that with us, and we put it to bed now. It's over.
That's it.
We move on. We move forward.
That's
Keep
it.
moving forward. Just like this, all our episodes are available on YouTube, All the episodes you can watch anytime. Our link is in our bio. We're also on the Last of the Action Heroes podcast network. Some great podcasts on there. We're happy to be a part of it. So check us out on there. The audio versions, you can take us with us in the car or when you're hitting the Stairmaster at the gym. Not that I go on the Stairmaster, but
I might have to make a New Year's resolution. I might have to.
Well,
make the,
judging by the turkey that I ate, I probably should hit the treadmill and
exactly
take the dog for a walk. Anyways, Tony, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.